Again, Damascus yelled as he trained Adonis vigorously. Over the last month, Adonis has been closely monitored by not just Damascus, but by many of his father's royal guards, while his father was gone working on different projects and experiments that Adonis had no idea about. Adonis wanted to obtain as much information as possible for the day when he would make his escape. He planned on bringing any information necessary to Eldridge and the other members of the Light. It was almost impossible for Adonis to do anything in secret because of all of the eyes on him all of the time. The guards pretended to watch him for his own protection, but Adonis knew what was really going on. That's enough for today. Good job training, young prince. Get some rest and meet me back here first thing tomorrow. Dismissed, said Damascus to Adonis. Adonis then made his way back to his quarters. He didn't have access to his balcony or windows anymore, but he had developed his speed enough now to where he could run so fast he was virtually invisible to the naked eye, so he would have no problem getting away when the time came for him to leave. He sat on his bed, staring at the wall, thinking back to his mother's face, for he was still in the process of mourning her. He missed when she would call up to his bedroom every morning. He missed the way she made him feel when he was down, but especially he missed seeing her face every day. More than anything, he wished he could show her his poems just like she always wanted. In fact, he took the time to write her a poem that he folded up neatly and left on her grave after her funeral. He didn't know he could miss someone this much, but for some reason he couldn't cry despite how much he wanted to. Losing his mother made him cherish the Ninkeda she gave him even more. Damascus knew about Ninkeda, but didn't mention Adonis having it to the king. Adonis really appreciated that, and it made him respect Damascus a little more, especially since he would allow Adonis to train with it while his father wasn't around. Adonis lay flat on his bed, staring up at the ceiling, thinking back to all of the memories he had with his mother. He regretted talking back to her and acting like such a brat sometimes when she scolded him. He wished he could take it all back, but he realized that it was too late and that she was gone forever now. The next morning, he met Damascus in the training yard. "Good morning, Prince Adonis," Damascus said promptly. "Good morning, Mr. Damascus. What's the lesson today?" Adonis asked respectfully. "Today I wanted to train with you using your Ninkeda. I know you've been working really hard lately with your phantom blades, and I figured you would like to take a break from that today, yes?" Damascus asked. "Whoa, really?" Adonis asked with a wide smile. "Of course. Now summon it if you will, my prince. Let's see what that thing can do," Damascus said with a smile. "All right," Adonis said as he summoned Ninkeda. "Now I know Ninkeda is known for its speed. Let's see if it can keep up with Beedrill," Damascus said as he summons Beedrill. "Now, Adonis, show me what that Ninkeda can do. Insect to insect. Beedrill, poison jab!" Damascus called out to his Beedrill as it charged Ninkeda with a poison-pointed attack. "Ninkeda, dig attack!" Adonis called out to Ninkeda as it burrowed underground, successfully avoiding Beedrill's attack. "Haha, nice dodge, but remember Beedrill can levitate, so ground-type Pokemons are ineffective to it," Damascus said as Ninkeda pops out of the ground trying to hit Beedrill. "Beedrill, drill run!" Damascus said as his Beedrill hit Ninkeda directly, causing heavy damage to it. Ninkeda yells out in pain. "It's okay, buddy. You can do it. Get up and use Bug Bite," Adonis says as Ninkeda leaps up, catching the Beedrill and biting it hard on its abdomen, causing decent damage. "Good one, but not good enough. Beedrill, Wig Attack!" Damascus said as Beedrill shoots a cutting air wave towards Ninkeda. "Dig, Ninkeda, then use another Bug Bite," Adonis called out to Ninkeda as it burrowed underground yet again, dodging Beedrill's wing attack, but this time when it exited the ground it launched itself into a Bug Bite attack, making heavy contact with Beedrill, doing even more damage. "What?" Damascus yelled as he was surprised that Ninkeda was able to catch Beedrill that quickly. "That's it, Ninkeda. Beedrill is on his last legs. Finish it off with Tackle," Adonis calls out as Ninkeda catches Beedrill in midair with a devastating tackle attack, fainting the Beedrill instantly. "Yeah, we did it!" Adonis said happily to his Ninkeda. "Beedrill, return!" "Huh?" Damascus said as he returned Beedrill and noticed something happening with Adonis's Ninkata. Ninkata, are you? You can't be. You're evolving, Adonis said with pure excitement in his words. Flashes back to his mother's words.
It's a Pokemon that's unique for its rarity, but I've heard rumors about Ninkata's chain of evolution. Some say that once Ninkata evolves, there's a chance it could evolve into 2 different Pokemon. Isn't that amazing?
Alma said in the flashback. Will it evolve into 2 Pokemon? Just like Mother said? Adonis said to himself as he watched his Ninkata evolve with excitement. Bing! Shine! Bing! Ninkata then evolved into Ninjask right in front of Adonis and Damascus. Ninjask was bigger and darker than Ninkata, and it had wings as well as a different coloration. It almost looked like a completely different Pokemon. Ninjask then floats into Adonis's arms out of pure joy. Yes! I have a Ninjask! I don't mind that you didn't evolve into 2 different Pokemon. 1 Pokemon is good enough for me. You look so amazing! Adonis said to Ninjask while embracing his new Pokemon partner. Well, great job, Adonis. Your partner evolved after winning the battle. Now that's what I call bonding with your partner. I'm very proud of you, my prince. Your mother would be even prouder, said Damascus to Adonis proudly. What is going on here? Suddenly the king's voice came out of nowhere. Swoosh! Smack! Bang! King Xalis appeared in an instant and punched Adonis directly in the face and kicked Ninjask to the ground, hurting it badly. This is not how you are supposed to treat your Pokemon partners. This is how you create a weak team dynamic. Damascus, is that what you've been teaching my son? King Xalis exploded. No, not at all, my liege. I apologize, Sir Xalis. This will not happen again, Damascus replied. Yes, you are correct about that, Damascus, because from here on out, I will be taking over my son's training. This Pokemon you have, Adonis, why haven't I been made aware of this Pokemon? Why have you kept this from me? Xalis said with anger piercing through his words. Adonis was still on the ground next to his Ninjask, though the Ninjask was fainted. I'm sorry, Father. I won't do that anymore. I promise, Adonis pleaded. I will allow you to keep this Pokemon, but if I see you holding it or giving it any form of affection again, I will kill it with my bare hands in front of you. Are we clear? Xalis said. Yes, sir, Adonis replied. Good. Now get yourself cleaned up and heal your Pokemon. We have a long day ahead of us, Xalis said as Adonis returned Ninjask to its Pokeball and returned to his quarters to clean himself up and heal his Pokemon. For the rest of the day, Adonis and King Xalis trained and visited other nations as Xalis wanted to show Adonis the responsibilities that he would one day take over. Though these responsibilities would include bullying the leaders of other nations into handing over territories by using our brute force to intimidate or threaten them, Adonis knew that tonight would be the night where he would make his great escape. That night, Adonis would make his way up to his quarters and secretly pack his things in order to run away to Master Eldritch. Adonis's thoughts. All right, this is it. This is when I make my great escape. I've been preparing for this, but I wasn't planning on leaving this early. Since my father wants to take over my training, I know I don't have much time left. I need to make it to my grandfather's lab as soon as possible, he thought to himself as he packed. Adonis promptly left his quarters and walked out into the palace courtyard. Adonis, where are you going? Damascus's voice came out of nowhere, questioning Adonis. Mr. Damascus, Adonis panicked and then decided to take off as fast as he could towards Eldritch's lab. No! Damn it! Damascus yelled as he ran into the palace to alert the king that Adonis had left. What? How did he escape? Never mind. I'll deal with you later, Damascus. I'll take care of this myself, Xalis said as he quickly made his way to his laboratory that was hidden underneath the palace. He then walked up to a cage labeled Project Anzu that harbored a disfigured monstrosity of a creature. Sir Xalis, forgive me, but the Anzu project is still in its final stages. It isn't ready for the field just yet. We still haven't fully broken its free will aspect. We won't have full control over the beast until we do a few more field tests, said Team Rocket head scientist Torin. The king then turned to Torin and quickly sliced his leg off without saying a word. Gah! Torin yelled out in pain as all of the other scientists and engineers watched in horror. Get him out of my sight now! The king demanded as they all scrambled to pick Torin up and put him on a stretcher along with his severed leg that they would then reattach soon after. Today we make history. Today our creation will walk Agoria in the name of Team Rocket. Project Anzu shall pave the way for a new design of creature. A creature that contains the DNA of both the dragon Pokemon and a human being. Today, my creature, you shall abandon your old name. You shall abandon your old form. And you shall embrace this cutting-edge exoskeleton design. I am your god that created you, Anzu. You will no longer be known as Jace Lightsworn. From now on, you shall be known as Anzu, the Dragosapien, Xalis said as he unlocked the cage in which Anzu Jace was being held. Anzu Jace let out a horrific screeching roar that shook the entire laboratory and everything in it. She steps out of the cage slowly as it opens and takes one look around. Applause. The scientists and engineers of Team Rocket applauded their new abomination and praised King Xalis for his astronomical design. Anzu Jace was a disfigured creature that consisted of Jace's bloody, torn body and pieces of her deceased Gabite that were mechanically engineered onto her previously human body. Her bottom jaw was completely replaced with that of Gabites, and her arms and legs were fused with metal and Gabite's organic material in order to form a cyborg-like exoskeleton. Her arms held two blades within the tops of them that were made of Gabite's claws. She was able to retract the claw blades into her arms when she wasn't using them. Within her body, they replaced her once mortal organs with Gabite's dragon organs infused with hydraulic fluid instead of blood. She was turned into an engine of pure carnage. Jace was no longer human. King Xalis and his group of demented scholars have changed her into a monstrosity, and now they plan to unleash her onto Adonis, who is currently fleeing. You have the speed that will far surpass that of my wretched sons. Find Adonis, my creature. Find him and kill him once and for all. Xalis yelled as he laughed maniacally. Jace then let out another monstrous roar and quickly went to attack King Xalis. Anzu Jace cries out in pain as she is stopped in her tracks by a jolting electricity that coursed through her body out of nowhere. Stupid creature! I told you I am your god! I am your creator! I am your alpha and your omega! You will not defy your god! Now do as I say! Xalis demanded as he clicked the device he held that caused electrical currents to shock Anzu Jace to the point of extreme pain. It looks like a collar was placed on Anzu Jace in order to keep her in line, a collar that would torture her with electrical currents by the simple click of a button. Xalis had every base covered. He knew if Adonis would try escaping, that he would use this one last trump card he was saving up his diabolical sleeve. Anzu Jace screeched in pain and looked at Xalis angrily as she began to make her way out of Xalis's laboratory and through the woods to catch Adonis. She peeled through the forest running at ridiculously high speeds that Adonis wasn't even close to reaching. Team Rocket had truly created the fastest being alive. Xalis and his group of scholars watched as their creation became a blur of electrical buzzing and metal sounds as Anzu Jace took off through the forest. Adonis wasn't too far ahead, for Anzu Jace was almost fully caught up with him. Dash! Dash! Adonis then sensed immense danger. Huh? What the hell is that thing? He said as he stopped and looked back to see the creature that was chasing him. Anzu Jace screeched as she attacked Adonis head-on with blazing speeds. Smack! Yeah! Adonis yells out as he is hit hard. He quickly recovers and catches himself on a tree branch to see what hit him. What the hell? Whatever that thing is, it's faster than I am. I need to stay on my toes. It's gotta be a Pokemon. Or a person? What is this thing? He said to himself as he dodges an oncoming attack from Anzu Jace. Here! Phantom Force! Adonis yells as he throws one of his phantom blades at the creature and teleports in an instant to his thrown blade, making full contact with Anzu Jace, sending her flying back. She screeches as she recovers and comes right back for another attack. Not finished yet, huh? Let's do this then! Yeah! Adonis yells as he and Anzu Jace clash back to back, blade to blade. Anzu Jace was moving so fast, Adonis still couldn't clearly see what he was fighting. All he saw was a blurry monster, so until now he assumed it was a Pokemon. You just don't give up, do you? Adonis says as Anzu Jace was standing still for a moment, finally giving Adonis enough time to make out its features and figure out what he was fighting. Wait a second. What are you? Are you? No, it can't be. Jace? Are you Jace? Jace! What have you become? How did this happen to you? No! Adonis begins to panic. Fear takes over as he stares at Anzu Jace with wide eyes while trembling. His vision is becoming blurry. He can't feel his legs. Adonis doesn't know what to feel or what to think. He tells himself that this is a dream. He refuses to believe that the creature standing before him is his beloved cousin Jace. Adonis flashes back to memories with Jace. I can't believe this. What did this to you, Jace? What turned you into this monster? Adonis says to her while shaking. Anzu Jace charged Adonis as tears fell from his eyes. Flashback to Jace's voice.
Come on, man. If you just go with the flow, life will treat you right.
Adonis couldn't handle the pain he felt inside. It burned him like lava flowing through his veins. Flashback to Jace's voice.
Gotta be quicker than that, Mr. Big Boy Prince Boy.
Sorrow, anger, despair, and hatred boiled throughout Adonis as he stared at Anzu Jace. Flashes back to Jace's voice.
It'll do you some good to stop thinking so deep into things and just enjoy and appreciate what you have.
Tears were flowing down his infuriated and disgusted face rapidly. Flashes back to Jace's voice.
Well, it makes sense. We are the fastest two people in all of Agoria. You want to race?
Adonis then took off as fast as he could, desperately trying to escape the sight of Anzu Jace and his own burning emotions. As he ran away, she followed him just as quickly, sticking to Adonis like glue as she attacked him over and over again while chasing him through the forest. Crash! Slam! Adonis dodged all of Anzu Jace's constant attacks. Anzu Jace screeched loudly as the edge of the forest was approaching quickly. Adonis could see a large building coming up in the distance. He quickly decided to try and lose Anzu Jace by running up the side of the building, but to no avail. Anzu Jace stayed only inches behind him. Both Adonis and Anzu Jace were running up the tall building whilst still striking and dodging at each other. Finally, they made it to the top, and Adonis hiked himself up and over the edge of the building, propelling himself onto the opposite side of the roof as Anzu Jace. Rain began falling viciously from the sky. In these moments, Adonis felt like he was frozen in time. He felt as if reality itself was being manipulated before his eyes. He still refused to believe that he wasn't dreaming. The thought of accepting this truth as a reality made Adonis rich. Flashback to Jace's voice.
I missed you, doofus. Congrats on the whole Prince biz.
Swoosh. Block. Clash. The standoff was ended abruptly by Anzu Jace as she slid across the roof of the building, attempting to strike Adonis head on. Adonis quickly blocks the assault and says, Jace, I know you're in there somewhere. Please stop this. I'm not your enemy. Jace, please! He pleaded with the monster before him as they broke off the clashing block and flew back to the opposite sides of the rooftop. Anzu Jace let out another monstrous screech as she went in for another lightning-fast strike. Clash! Ching! Smack! Adonis attempted to counter, but was hit, taking decent damage. Fine. If you really want to fight, then I won't hold back any longer. Yeah! Adonis said as he was overflowing with power. Ninjask! Adonis summoned Ninjask in the blink of an eye. Slice. Clash. Over the next 60 seconds, Adonis, Doublade, and Ninjask would engage in a high-speed battle with Anzu Jace, striking and blocking with lightning-fast proportions. Rain poured heavily over the almost invisible battle. The speed of every attack was so unrelentingly quick, you could see the rain standing still wherever the attacks commenced. Cling! Clash! Flashback to Jace's voice.
Just because I have a positive outlook on life doesn't mean I haven't suffered, okay?
Cling! Clash! Flashback to Jace's voice.
The key is,
Cling! Clash! Flashback to Jace's voice.
don't be a loser. And put in that work.
Cling! Clash! Flashback to Jace's voice.
If you gotta work towards something to achieve it, then don't stop working your butt off until you get what you want.
Cling! Clash! Anzu Jace let out a horrible screech as they clashed blades for what seemed like eternity. Please don't make me do this, Jace. Please don't make me kill you. Please listen to me. It's me, Adonis. Jace, please! Adonis begged and pleaded with Anzu Jace to stop fighting and hear his words. Anzu Jace stopped in her tracks and screeched Adonis' name violently while staring intently at him. That's right. It's Adonis, your cousin. Please, let's end this madness, Jace. This isn't you. This was never who you were meant to be. Stop fighting me, please! Adonis yelled. Suddenly, Anzu Jace's collar sent bolt after bolt of electrical pulses throughout her entire body. What? Is that a collar? Who? Who did this to you? Adonis says as he notices the shadow of an Aerodactyl that flew overhead. Is that... Father? Adonis says as he looks up and sees King Xalis flying on his Aerodactyl wielding a remote control that seemed to electrocute Anzu Jace. Father! You did this! You did this to Jace? Adonis yelled as Anzu Jace then continued to come after Adonis with another furiously fast attack. Flashes back to Jace's voice.
No matter which way you slice it, you're already the master of your own destiny.
All of his memories flooded with Jace and his mother torment Adonis and crack his network, allowing Adonis to tap into the supreme form of energy within himself that he was never before able to access. Yeah! Adonis yelled as he powered up to full power and dodged Anzu Jace. Zipping through each other's attacks, Adonis realized that he was finally faster than Anzu Jace, therefore gaining the upper hand. Kia! Adonis attacked Anzu Jace to fend her off, but this attack was so vicious, it sent her flying back towards the edge of the almost 100-foot tall building. Anzu Jace yelled as Adonis quickly slid in to try and grab her before she fell off of the building's edge. Catch! He was able to get to her in time in order to grab her mutilated hand and save her from falling. As he struggles to pull her up, he says, Jace, please listen to me. It doesn't have to be this way. We can escape together. Remember what you told me. I'm already the master of my own destiny, and you are too. Please, Jace, please remember. Adonis pleaded as he gripped onto Anzu Jace tighter than he has ever gripped before. I won't let you go, Jace. I'll never let you go! Yeah! He yelled as he powered himself up again to try and lift her onto the building safely. Suddenly, another consecutive jolting came from her collar and electrocuted her, shocking Adonis at the same time, inevitably forcing him to let her go. Flashes back to Jace's voice.
We're all here to pursue a purpose.
Memories flooded his mind, flashing back to his mother's face. Flashback to Alma's voice.
Adonis, I've been wanting to hear you say that for as long as I can remember.
Flashback to his grandfather Eldridge's voice. We are always with you, Adonis. We are always with you within your heart, my boy. That's what it means to have a family, Adonis. It means you'll never be alone. Rain continues to fall. Anzu Jace screeched violently as she fell from the roof of the tower and plummeted to her inevitable demise. No! Adonis yelled with tears flowing from his face as thunder and lightning crashed with his shout. Adonis was on his hands and knees, staring down through the abyss that was the storming clouds in pure distance. His tears fell with the rain as he gazed with wide eyes and trembled viciously. He could feel nothing but emptiness, for all of his emotions were gone. His mind was blank, his heart was blank, and the expression on his face was forever branded to him like a mask that he could never remove. Swirling air and whipping winds. Ah! Adonis let out a piercing shout that sounded as if it cast itself through the heavens. The air around Adonis was shifting now, and all of his untamed energies began to show themselves and cloak him with a horrid darkness. Ah! Adonis screeched once more as another burst of intense energies would explode from his network, and the sinister markings all over his body began to dance wildly around his flesh. His eyes were glowing a burning crimson brightly that pierced the night sky. Adonis had now entered a state of mind that forced him to surrender his humanity in these eerie moments. Yes, Adonis! This is your true power! This is the potential I spoke of, my son! This is the power of darkness! Let it out! Let it out and let the hatred bathe your soul! King Xalis shouted from the back of his Aerodactyl as they hovered around the skyscraper that Adonis stood upon. Yeah! Adonis now focused his attention on Xalis and stared at him with different eyes. Adonis's eyes held no more compassion, no more light. Adonis's eyes were set to kill. Swoosh! Adonis quickly disappeared in the blink of an eye and reappeared behind Xalis, just barely missing him, for Xalis had quickly steered his Aerodactyl out of the way. Yes, Adonis! This is what you've been waiting for, isn't it? The chance to finally stand head-to-head with your old man. Time to find out how tough your spirit actually is. I will break you, my son! You will obey me! Yeah! Xalis yelled as he threw the phantom shield like a shuriken at Adonis, waiting for him to disappear again. Swoosh! Then Adonis disappeared just as Xalis planned, dodging the phantom shield in the process. This time, Xalis was ready, for he quickly backflipped off of his Aerodactyl as Adonis reappeared behind him. Whoosh! Swing! Xalis then viciously swung his phantom blade at Adonis from behind him while suspended in midair. You're mine, Adonis! Sacred sword! Yeah! Xalis yelled. Block! Instead of dodging the attack, Adonis blocked it with one of his phantom blades and locked Xalis' blade into place as he stared into Xalis' soul. Whoosh! Adonis' energies then flared up wildly and began to burn Xalis for as long as he stayed in the close proximity of his energies, creating a barrier around Adonis that looked like hellfire protecting him. Ugh! What the hell is this? What is this energy? Xalis asked as he mounted his Aerodactyl once more and backed off to try and reassess the situation. Swoosh! Adonis was too fast and he wouldn't let up. He stayed on Xalis no matter where he went, attacking furiously. Damn you, Adonis! Damn you and your infernal speed that you've inherited from your great-grandfather! I will bend that wretched spirit of yours yet! Ugh! Xalis said as he could do nothing but block Adonis' high-speed assault while still taking heavy damage from Adonis' burning energies that surrounded him. Xalis' thoughts. Damn this kid! Why can't I make any headway? He's got to be moving at minimum Mach 2 speeds. This is the speed that even surpasses the Dragosapien. No wonder he was able to defeat it. This awakening of his is going to be the death of me if I don't do something now. No, I refuse to let you beat me. I refuse to let you halt my one world order. If I can't detain you, then I'll have to kill you, Adonis. Such a shame. You could have been so much more than this, you foolish bastard! Xalis ponders to himself, desperately trying to get away from Adonis and formulate a plan. Ah! Adonis yells as he made full contact with his father Xalis and sends him flying off of his Aerodactyl rapidly in the opposite direction. Swoosh! Adonis then teleports right behind Xalis, striking him again, sending him flying back. Swoosh! He then teleports again and strikes Xalis. And then again, and again. Adonis juggles Xalis around with devastating blows for at least 3 minutes straight before delivering a final blow that sends Xalis flying into his Aerodactyl, then sends them both spiraling towards the ground. Crash! Smash! Slam! Crash! Xalis, Aegislash, and Aerodactyl crash violently into the forest, destroying many trees as they break through them wildly. The crashing of the king and his partners made a reverberation that could be heard for miles. Adonis quickly made his way to the crash site, still seeking Xalis on a hatred-fueled path of pure carnage. Adonis searched for Xalis like an animal searching for its prey, though Xalis must have made his way to a secluded spot where he could reformulate a strategy, for Adonis was looking around for a good amount of time. In these moments, Adonis was almost unrecognizable. The energy state that he had tapped into turned him into a revenge-seeking demon. One thing was clear: Adonis would not stop hunting until Xalis was dead. Aerodactyl was instantly fainted, though Adonis went right past it, ignoring it completely. No! Xalis yelled as Adonis walked right into the trap that was set for him by Alpha Squad. Ching! Clamp! Suddenly a giant net-like device that was being suspended in the trees above was released at multiple different points all around Adonis. Ah! Adonis yelled out in pain as he tried to teleport, but was only zapped with some kind of voltage output. The net caught Adonis within it, while zapping him with electricity every time he would try to use his energies to escape. Yes, keep struggling, Adonis. The more you use that perverse energy of yours, the more my device will send negative ions into your energy network, causing it to redirect itself right back into your physical body. Isn't it wonderful? I've made this net specifically for you, my son, because I knew you would eventually try to betray me. You foolish little fuck! Xalis says. Ah! Adonis desperately tried to destroy the net by almost exceeding his limits. Ah! Suddenly, the net began to stretch and slightly tear in certain spots as Adonis went completely ballistic trying to break free. Sir Xalis, the net, will it hold him? One of the Alpha Squad agents yelled as all of them looked horrified at the sight of Adonis almost releasing himself from the net. Of course it will, you fool! Xalis yelled angrily at his agent. Stupid child! You're only hurting yourself! Keep struggling! I love seeing one of my inventions work, it's magic! Xalis said as he tried to maintain his confidence, but truthfully, even he was slightly doubtful and was already preparing a backup strategy just in case Adonis did escape. Adonis tried and tried with every bit of his power to break himself free. Yeah! He shouted as he powered himself up with every ounce of his energies, not thinking about the fact that this might be his last bit of energy he would be able to use. The net shocked him viciously and began to cook Adonis' skin, for it was shocking him with over 100 million volts at this point. Burst! Snap! Finally, Adonis had broken through his father's net. Sir! The net! One of the agents yelled as Adonis quickly cut through that said agent as if he was cutting through butter, and so fast no one could even see what happened. Then Adonis proceeded to slice and dice the rest of Alpha Squad as effortlessly and fast as ever. He cut through them so violently, there was only ribbon-like pieces of them left stacked into piles of organs and gore. Adonis could now feel his energies completely depleting. Swoop! Catch! Slam! Suddenly the king took the opportunity to catch Adonis by his throat and slam him to the ground with unbelievable force. This is the end for you, Adonis! Submit to me or die! Those are your only two options! Yeah! Xalis yelled as he squared off with Adonis blade to blade and hand to hand. I'd rather die! Yeah! Adonis yelled as they continued to clash like angels and demons. Adonis was only completely out of energy now and could feel himself slowing down rapidly. Adonis' thoughts. No, this isn't good. My speed is dramatically decreased. I can't let him get the upper hand. I'd rather die, Adonis said to himself. Catch! Finally, Xalis caught Adonis by his hair and slammed him to the ground with a giant crash. Now that net wasn't the only thing I created for you, Adonis. Xalis said as he stabbed a seal into the back of Adonis' neck that sent extreme pain through Adonis and felt as if it was taking control of his energy network. Ah! Adonis yells out in pain as he feels the seal digging into his very soul. That's right, Adonis. You belong to me. That little device is a miracle of science and nature. It utilizes electrical ion output in order to control one's own energy network. Now, never again will you use that dreadful energy without my say-so. I control you now, Adonis. I own you. I am your god, and you will never defy me. You lose, Adonis. Xalis explained while he laughed maniacally. On that dreadful night, Adonis was truly alone. He had given up all hope and complied with his father Xalis no matter how evil the task. Adonis went on to become an insurmountable Pokemon warrior and was appointed to lead the new Team Rocket Alpha Squad. He turned to darkness to try to ease his pain and erase his past. Though Adonis could never extinguish the flames of his despair, through the darkness he would only find more anguish. King Xalis was harder on Adonis than ever before. Adonis would endure insatiable torture that his father would call training. Adonis quickly became known by the people as the Prince of Heresy, or Hayayakuma, Fast Devil, or Speed Demon. He truly became just as big of a tyrant as his father. He was feared throughout the nations for years and eventually brought many of them to their knees, allowing Team Rocket Nation to invade and conquer them as their own. Xalis was truly a genius, for his plan worked out better than he ever expected it to, though he knew his work was far from complete. Eventually, after being informed by Adonis about the faction known as the Light, the king made it Alpha Squad's sole purpose to find and eliminate every last member in order to snuff out any form of opposition that would attempt to halt the agenda of Team Rocket.
Master Eldridge, what's the matter?
Ava says, concerned for Master Eldridge. I sense a great darkness, Ava. A disturbance that sickens me to my core. I fear Adonis won't be aiding us in our quest of justice. I cannot sense his light anymore. I cannot sense the light of Alma that I used to sense within his spirit. I fear my grandson has given himself fully to darkness. This truly could mean the end of us all. Eldridge said to Ava and Desmond with pure horror in his words.